The foundation of a successful recruitment effort is figuring out why we need someone and what we need them to accomplish for us, i.e., the job to be done, and the lists of tasks required to get the job done. Just as romantic relationships can often end in distress and distrust, D&D as we like to call it, so too can recruiting relationships. This usually stems from some misinterpretation of our expectations versus reality. Sometimes we were misled, other times we didn't do our own homework and housekeeping from the start. At the heart of a successful recruitment is the figuring out and clearly communicating what we need and what we're willing to give in return. We go through this figuring out in 6 steps. Step 1, figure out the job description. The foundation of a successful recruitment effort is figuring out why we need someone and what we need them to accomplish for us, i.e., the job to be done, and the lists of tasks required to get the job done. A job description simply explains the why you need help, the what of the help, and the how of the help. Going out to recruit without figuring out the why, the what, and the how will only end up in the wrong who. If you shortcut the process, you will cut short your results. Step 2, outline the required competencies. Fulfilling needs requires skills. So having figured out the job to be done, the JTBD, you can now decide what capabilities are necessary to get the job done. By making it clear what the candidate needs to have in order to get the job done, you filter out candidates who don't have what it takes. Steps 3 and 4, assess your organization and formulate a value proposition. When you ask a friend or a dating app to introduce you to a romantic prospect, you usually let them know your strengths and weaknesses so they can hype you up to the other party to then decide if you are worthy of their attention. The same scrutiny is at play in the hiring process. You're not just picking them, they are picking you. They are weighing whether what you can offer is as good as or better than the other options available to them. As a result, it is essential that you ask yourself this question: why should anyone want this job in this organization versus any other place? Be brutally honest. Assess and audit your organization to figure out what makes it a great place to work and what's not so great about it. Not just the things you do that make it a great place, but the essence behind why you do those things. Your core values and beliefs that drive the way you work and how you treat people. That's your value proposition. Step 5, communicate your value proposition. You've looked at your business objectively and know what you bring to the table. What makes you attractive? Now you need to go out and sell yourself through the right channels using the right messaging to ensure you attract the right kinds of people. Step 6, ensure compatibility. Once you've attracted a slew of candidates all falling over themselves to date you, you need a plan for how you're going to separate the wheat from the chaff. Same goes with recruiting. You've got applications pouring in and now you get to pick and choose who's the best fit for you. We tend to use proxies, like credentials, to predict competencies. But again, if you shortcut the process, you'll cut short the results. Even with competencies, there's more than meets the eye. We all can relate to the story of the amazingly competent hire gone horribly wrong. It turns out that the degree to which the person you have chosen can successfully deliver what you need depends on their ability to thrive in your specific environment, i.e., they have to align to your way of working, or it could lead to distress and distrust, D&D. The same way we have compatibility in dating, we have compatibility in recruiting. We're not saying you should hire only people who are like you. We're saying that you need to figure out the essential beliefs, values, and behaviors that define your way of working and ensure that your next hire buys into them fully to avoid future distress and distrust.